Good evening, hello and welcome. You're with the news today. This is your primetime destination. News, newsmakers' talking points, our big talking points. Has Union Budget 2024 discriminated against opposition-ruled states? Opposition chief ministers led by the Congress say they will boycott the Niti Aayog now. Has the BJP succumbed to coalition pressures, or the Modi government succumbed to it? And the new long-term capital gains tax rates are decoded for you by experts. We'll have plenty, as always, on the show tonight. But our top story of the day: Narendra Modi's 3.0 budget has triggered a big political war a day after it was presented in Parliament. Opposition chief ministers from the Congress to the DMK have decided to boycott this weekend's Niti Aayog meeting, alleging political bias in the way the centre's budget allocations have been made, with Andhra Pradesh and Bihar getting a lion's share. However, Mamata Banerjee will attend that meeting. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has shot down the allegations of discrimination, claiming the opposition is deliberately maligning the union budget. Our top story tonight is the war over Budget 2024.
A day after Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the budget for 2024, the opposition has gone on the offensive. The India bloc is accusing the Narendra Modi government of discriminating against other states after the budget made proposals worth more than 50,000 crore rupees for Bihar and 15,000 crore rupees for Andhra Pradesh.
जो कल बजट पेश हुआ, उस बजट में किसी स्टेट को कुछ नहीं मिला और सबके थाली खाली और दो के थाली में पकोड़ा और ये अपना जिलेबी.
If the speech does not mention the name of a particular state, does it mean that the schemes of the Government of India, the programs of Government of India, the externally aided assistance which we obtain from the World Bank and ADB and AIB and so on, institutions such as that, don't go to these states?
It has been planned by two and executed for two. It's an anti-people budget crafted to bribe two political parties and buy time before the government implodes.
Even yesterday, the TMC questioned the budget, saying, oh, nothing has been given to Bengal. Let me just highlight the fact that the several schemes given by Honorable Prime Minister in the last 10 years have not even been implemented in West Bengal. Health insurance. And you have the audacity to ask me now? Bengal should correct its course.
The opposition kept up the heat outside Parliament as well, staging protest and voicing their anger.
उत्तर प्रदेश के लोग निराश हैं, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से उत्तर प्रदेश देख रहा था कि उत्तर प्रदेश को सबसे ज़्यादा लाभ मिलेगा, भेदभाव नहीं होगा, क्योंकि डबल इंजन की सरकार है वहाँ, दिल्ली में भी उनकी है, यूपी में भी वही है, लेकिन इधर कुछ देखने को नहीं मिल रहा है.
BJP had put special category status in their manifesto as a promise to the people of Odisha. However, this promise has not been considered for Odisha.
The opposition parties are now escalating the protest. All opposition chief ministers except Mamata Banerjee have announced a boycott of the Niti Aayog meeting scheduled on July 27. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's raise the big questions then tonight. Has the union budget really discriminated against opposition states as they allege? Has the BJP succumbed to coalition pressures? Is the opposition's boycott of Niti Aayog justified? Has Indian politics simply got totally polarized now between the Modi government and the opposition yet again? Joining me now, our special guest, Saptagiri Sankar Ulaka, is Congress MP from Odisha. Bharat Mathu Kumili is the Telugu Desam MP. He joins me today, one of the youngest MPs we have. Salim Dharanidharan is the DMK spokesperson. And Sanju Verma is the BJP's national spokesperson. I appreciate all my guests joining us here on the show tonight. I want to come by to them one by one. First, I want to turn to my Congress guest because it is your party which is leading this effort to boycott Niti Aayog Saptagiri. The fact is that the government claims that when they deliver a union budget, the allocations eventually benefit each and every state. Why is the opposition choosing, the Congress in particular, choosing to boycott Niti Aayog now? What explains your boycott?
Rajdeep, let me tell you, I've been second time MP now, and over the last 5 years, never I have seen a particular state or states have been mentioned in the budget multiple times. One, we would like to point out that this government or Modi 3.0 has been weakened because of the India alliance, and they have lower numbers, by which the regional satraps like the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister and Bihar Chief Minister, they have forced him to write something in the budget which normally Modi wouldn't have done so. And if you look at Special Reorganization Act and other things, what was Modi doing for the last 10 years? So, if you look at the overall budget, this is a subdued budget, and the market reactions or the public reaction, it's really been not so positive. And this is because a weak government in the center is being forced by regional satraps because of the coalition pressure to deliver such a budget. And our problem is not because they have given this to Bihar, this to Andhra Pradesh, but because they've been forced by these regional satraps to deliver a budget which is not in the larger interest of the country. It's a union of states, and if you remember, they had a meeting of the Finance Minister, other thing with Nirmala Sitharaman, and a lot of requests had come in, and when you say they have been against the non-NDA government, it's not correct. If you look at Odisha in particular, JP Nadda and Narendra Modi ji had promised to give them special category status. Raghuram Rajan panel had said in 2014, because Odisha faces cyclones and multiple disasters, floods and so on, they should get the special category status or a special financial aid.
Right.
And nothing has happened. And if you look at the budget, what we were rattled is for building a bridge, for building highways, they have mentioned it in the budget. This has never happened before. So what is happening? Two persons, they're pressurizing the government into delivering a budget which is not in the larger interest of the country.
You made that point.
That's why people from Kerala are unhappy.
You made the point, you're claiming that these two states have got, according to you, extra disproportionate benefits out of the budget. Let me take that to Sanju Verma. I'll also come to my other guests, and I'll look at figures when the UPA was in power as well. But Sanju Verma respond, because the fact is, and this is the headline across all papers today, that basically Andhra Pradesh and Bihar have bought their support, or the government of Narendra Modi ji is being accused by the opposition of bribing Andhra Pradesh and Bihar's chief ministers for their support by giving them these undue allocations. Your quick response, ma'am.
You know, Rajdeep, first and foremost, let me tell your audience that today there are 11 states which have the privilege of being classified as special category states, which are Assam, Nagaland, Himachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Sikkim, Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, and Telangana has also been added to the list. Is the BJP in power in Telangana? No. Is the BJP in power in Himachal Pradesh? No. So to say that the Narendra Modi government is giving stepfatherly or stepmotherly treatment to non-BJP ruled states, that's a whole lot of balderdash. But I will tell you something very interesting. I did some homework, and very quickly, I want to tell the Congress spokesperson this. The DMK and the Congress have been allies both, at the state level in Tamil Nadu, and for the longest time in the center. Between 2004 and 2014, before Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister of India, each time the DMK was in power in Tamil Nadu, the Congress budget would speak of Tamil Nadu. Each time the DMK, its alliance partner, did not come to power in Tamil Nadu, the Congress, during its budgetary address, would royally ignore Tamil Nadu. And between 2004 and 2012, West Bengal was always mentioned by the then, finance ministers, be it Pranab Mukherjee or be it P. Chidambaram. But when the Trinamool Congress / Mamata Banerjee and Congress alliance started falling apart in 2012, notice the budgetary address of 2012 and 2013.
There is no mention by the then Congress dispensation about West Bengal. My last and most important point is this, Rajdeep. I always say that the proof of the pudding is always in the eating. Very quickly, I will bust the narrative that the BJP has been, steadfastly in its attitude towards non-BJP ruled states. It was in 2002 that Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he laid the foundation of the Chenab Bridge. Congress did nothing for the longest times. It was finally inaugurated in 2022 by Narendra Modi. Then let's talk about the Dhola Sadia Bridge. It was inaugurated by the Congress government in terms of laying foundation stone in 2011, and then work was stopped. It was the BJP and Narendra Modi-led government which completed the Dhola Sadia Bridge in 2017. Then let's talk about the Bogeybill Bridge, started by Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2002. For the longest time that the Congress was in power, it did nothing. The Bogeybill Bridge was again completed by Narendra Modi government in 2018. But the biggest example which shows the hatred of Congress dispensations for anything to do with BJP is Gujarat. In the last 10 years that the Congress was in power under Manmohan Singh and Sonia Gandhi, Gujarat was never made a mention of even once. And my final point is this. The foundation of the Sardar Sarovar Dam was laid way back in 1960 when Nehru was the PM, 1960. The Sardar Sarovar Dam was finally completed in 2017 after 57 years. And it was thanks to the World Bank that the Sardar Sarovar Dam was completed, thanks to the conviction of Narendra Modi.
Okay, you're claiming, ma'am, you're
fruition.
taking us back in history. I asked you about the alleged disproportionate benefits now. I'll come back to you on that, because the fact is, you're claiming that the Congress or any previous government has also engaged in similar benefits for potential allies. One of those allies is with us. Salim Dharanidharan, you're the DMK spokesperson. As Sanju Verma points out, and she's not wrong there, I look at the benefits that the DMK or Tamil Nadu acquired between 2004 and 14. The allotments and the mention of Tamil Nadu in those years was again, much like today, seen to be disproportionate. So today when you're pointing fingers at the Modi government, they will turn around that when you were in coalition, you too got the benefits. In fact, the DMK at the time was suggested that they were the ATM. They were using the center as an ATM.
See, right now, in present, Tamil Nadu has been neglected. We have to look at the flood situation in Tamil Nadu. We got floods, as much rain as we have never received in 150 years. We requested 48,000 crores from the union government. We have only given 276 crores, and this budget we got 0 rupees. Let it be. But Himachal Pradesh, Bihar, Sikkim put together got 11,000 crores. Why this stepmotherly treatment? And during UPA time, there was no cess surcharge increase. Back then, cess surcharge was a proportion of about 8-9% of the overall share to the states. Right now, cess and surcharge have increased to 24%, which is a non-divisible pool. So the overall money which the states have to get have reduced, all the states. But they have increased the centrally sponsored scheme and sectorally sponsored schemes, and then these schemes go to states which are ruled by BJP. As an example for this is Kelo Bharat, where Gujarat got about 500 crores and Tamil Nadu got about 10 crores. And all the South Indian states put together got only 60 crores. Actually 10% of what Gujarat got. And this is the problem, right? It's overall structurally, BJP wants to influence, right, the funding of the states. They want to have preference. They want to fund only states that support BJP, which is not good for the development of the country. Right, because where does the union government get the money from? Union government gets its money from the states. So if you boycott the developed states, how will the country grow? Right, union government as such does not have any tax revenue. It is only the developed states, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Telangana, Karnataka, which contribute to the majority of the tax revenue.
Mr. Dharanidharan, when let's say the center allots monies, just a minute, Ms. Verma, when the center allots money, for example, for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana to build houses, the Prime Minister said 3 crore houses will be built. Are you telling me that according to you, there is evidence to suggest that these monies are only going to BJP ruled or BJP supported states? Can you give me any evidence to suggest that the other states have lost out?
Sir, when it comes to Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, the cap is given at 1.5 lakh, which means per unit, the union government contribution is 1.5 lakhs.
our chief ministers time and again written to the union government to increase that cap, because right now in current inflation, it costs about 15 lakh rupees for the Tamil Nadu government to build a house. And the union government funding is only 1.5. So remaining 13.5 lakhs comes from the state government. So basically state government is spending 90%. I have even shared this geo in my Twitter profile, and that's not been increased. Not just that, if you look at number of textile parks that's been allocated to Tamil Nadu, that's been reduced in the last 10 years. In fact, drought relief from 2015 to 2019, Tamil Nadu received only 10% of what it requested, whereas Uttar Pradesh got about 50%, Uttarakhand got about 70%. This is the step motherly treatment you talk about in most of the centrally sponsored schemes and the sectorally sponsored schemes. First of all, the cess and surcharge has to go, and the money has to be divided as per the formula of the Finance Commission. Why should
so you are claiming
funding? That's my question.
The claim the opposition ruled states are making is that centrally sponsored schemes are now structurally designed in a way that the opposition does not get the due proportionate benefit that they get under it.
There's one more point.
One of which is just a minute, sir. We'll come back. No, just a minute, sir. 1 minute. Let me get everyone to get equal time. There cannot be monopoly, Ms. Verma, that one person gets. So Bharat Mathukumuli, you're the TDP MP, Telugu Desam, the party that most believe has got the maximum benefit out of this union budget. You want 15,000 crores for Amravati. The centre has promised that they will ensure that you get that they will get multilateral aid if necessary, but give you Amravati. They have sanctioned money for waterways, for highways, for Andhra Pradesh specifically. How do you respond when opposition parties say today that Andhra Pradesh is being bribed by the centre in return for its support? You're on mute, Bharat.
Oh yeah, sorry. Hi, Rajdeep ji. So I think if you look at the journey of Andhra Pradesh, and I spoke about this in the parliament today, when we were split in 2014, it was the first time after 8 consecutive years of a surplus budget that we were a deficit budget. And we had gone to elections in the NDA then, and as part of the AP Reorganization Act, many aspects of it had begun, not all had finished, and some weren't started also. And then in 19, we lost elections, and many of the things that were moving well, like the capital city of Amravati, the Polavaram project, in the last 5 years have suffered significantly. I don't know for what reason, but the previous government in Andhra Pradesh had a very nefarious intention of trying to kill Amravati. Not only did they not build anything, they tried to build highways through housing projects and build low-income housing in the central spine of the city, but not building low-income housing in the rest of the state. A lot of such things. And Polavaram also, in the name of reverse tendering, they cancelled the contract, gave it to somebody else. We achieved 72% progress in Polavaram by 2019. Last 5 years, it's only been 3% or so. So, and the state debt has gone up from about 3.5 lakh crores to about 13.5 lakh crores in various forms through corporations, through unpaid subsidies, unpaid incentives, etc. So I think a state that was performing well, that was growing well, has really taken a beating and has gone back 15-20 years. And when we went to elections in 2024, as a part of the NDA again, with Modi ji and with Pawan Kalyan ji, we made it very clear that we'll bring the state back on track and we'll need the centre's support to do so.
But if I may just stop, you're saying you needed the centre's support. You believe the state had been pulled back between 2019 and 24. But the fact also, Bharat, is that in 2014, when you were part of the same government, you wanted special status. The Modi government didn't give you that. In 2018, you walked out of it. In 2014 to 2018, Mr. Modi didn't need your support. He had a full majority. Today, he needs your support. And therefore, he's giving you these benefits. Is that not a straight bribe, as the opposition is alleging? You're being bribed for your support.
Yeah, see, between 2019 to 24, the BJP did not have absolute majority in the Rajya Sabha. And the ruling government, the YSRCP government, for many issues, instead of asking for issues of states' concerns, I think just held the state's interests at ransom and did whatever was necessary for their selfish interest. So that's what we're trying to say, that the running a state government or running a central government is not easy. There's a lot of pressing demands. And
no, but the same demands when you raised them between 2014 and 19 were not accepted because they didn't need your support. Today they need your support, so they're giving you the same monies 5 years later.
Yeah, in 2024, when we went to the elections, whatever we said in the elections was the basis for which we got the mandate of 164 seats. And it's our responsibility to fulfill what we said we would do. So we said we would develop Amravati, we said we would develop Polavaram, we said we would help prevent the privatization of the Vizag steel plant. And as a representative of Visakhapatnam and as a representative of our party, we have to only represent what the people care about.
So you're saying this was part of your political agenda, this was part of your campaign, and the centre is fulfilling the demands that you made. I just want to put to our viewers, budget bonanza for Andhra, for example. 15,000 crores for Amravati, additional amount in future years. Financing of Polavaram irrigation project. Funds for Visakhapatnam, Chennai industrial corridor. Funds for the Orvakal node on the Hyderabad-Bengaluru industrial corridor, grants for backward regions, additional allocation to support capital investment. No other state has been mentioned so specifically apart from Andhra Pradesh and Bihar. Therefore, the opposition claims that there has been this additional benefit. Mr. Saptagiri, you want to respond to that? The Congress party, when you were in power between 2004 and 14, the left front, for example, wanted additional benefits at the time for Bengal and Kerala. In many instances, you gave them. Bihar, you gave it to Lalu Prasad Yadav at the time when he wanted some of those benefits. The point is that every state, all railway lines at the time when he was railway minister, he was accused of taking them first to Bihar. This is the nature, unfortunately, of Indian politics, that whoever is in power gets a disproportionate benefit for his or her state. Mr. Saptagiri.
Rajdeep, let me intervene. Okay. Say, yeah, Rajdeep, when Pradhan Mantri Modi was saying Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, then he should take everything together, right? Our point is, because he doesn't have a majority, now Chandrababu Naidu ji and Nitish Kumar, they are blackmailing him to give him some things which the TDP representative himself said that they didn't get in 2014 to 18. This was a condition that we'll support you, only you give this. This is our whole thing. And
but that's the nature of politics, Mr. Saptagiri. With due regard, the TDP and the BJP were in a pre-poll alliance and they made these part of their campaign. They made this a campaign plank. Chandrababu Naidu said he will redevelop Amravati if he comes to power. Where does he get the money from? The Congress broke Andhra Pradesh into two states.
No, Rajdeep, I don't have... No. Rajdeep, I don't have any problem in Narendra Modi giving money to Bihar or Andhra Pradesh, but he should not discriminate other states. Tamil Nadu has been demanding flood relief. And if you look at this AP Reorganization Act, they've given national status to Polavaram project. Why are not they giving to Palamuru Rangareddy lift irrigation scheme in Telangana? They could have done that. What would have costed them? They are doing politics here. Now, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. When I say they give backward region grant fund to Rayalaseema, Northern Andhra region, you remember Odisha is a very poor state, tribal dominated state. They removed Biju KBK, they removed the KBK scheme, BRGF, Integrated Action Plan, Special Center Allowance. Everything has been removed. So our take is not that why they are giving to Andhra or Bihar. Our only thing is that they are discriminating this and they are being forced to do this because the coalition...
I take your... Okay.
Narendra Modi has been blackmailed by this regional satrap.
Sanju Verma deserves an answer. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Bengal complains you are not giving them the Manrega funds that they are due. The Congress government in Himachal says that they wanted money on flood relief not given on time. DMK says money was wanted for flood relief not given on time. The track record, Sanju Verma, of this government doesn't seem to be cooperative federalism but discriminatory federalism. You discriminate between opposition and BJP ruled state. Narendra Modi was a chief minister. He should know better than anyone else. You mentioned for 10 years he claimed Gujarat was discriminated against. Why should he now discriminate against opposition ruled states, ma'am?
Rajdeep, I've noticed one thing. Whenever you have to ask question to Sanju Verma / the BJP, there are so many statements that you make, and in the end you say, I want to ask you this. It is as if your statements are corroborating what the opposition wants to.
I said the opposition has said, ma'am. I said the opposition is claiming. You can dispute it. Please dispute the facts. Please dispute the facts.
Yes. You know, I was just shaking my head when one of the panelists was speaking and you said, wait, Sanju Verma, is shaking your head is shaking one's head or expressing disappointment not allowed on your show? I did not even interject anyone. So please show some tolerance because you claim that, you know, you are a votary of free speech. Thank you. Now I will prove with data. I always say I never give presumptuous statements, कि बस हवा में कुछ बोल दिया. I will give you data which shows that the opposition is barking up the wrong tree. First and foremost to the DMK. Very quickly. Chennai Bengaluru, Chennai Mysore, Chennai Madurai, Chennai Coimbatore, Chennai Tirunelveli. At least 5 Vande Bharat Express trains starting from Chennai. Chennai in Tamil Nadu, where the BJP currently is not in power. It is the Congress and the DMK who've been running the state. Point number 1. Now don't interrupt. Let me finish all my points, then you interject. Point number 2. Under Vijay Kelkar, he was the head of the 13th Finance Commission. He pleaded with folded hands to Manmohan Singh and Sonia Gandhi. Make the share of states in the divisible tax pool, raise it from 30.5 to at least 34 or 35%. Manmohan Singh said nothing doing, Sonia Gandhi said nothing doing. And in the last 2 finance commissions, the term which Narendra Modi has been running, the share of states in India's divisible taxable pool currently is 41%, from an average of 30.5% under Congress to 41% now, means there's a 34.5% jump in the share of states in the divisible pool in the last 10 years alone. Point number 3, and this is very, very important. I will first start with Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee, when we said implement Ayushman Bharat, eta hobe na, cholbe na. We said implement PM Kisan for the sake of farmers in West Bengal. Eta cholbe na, eta hobe na. We said let's implement Swachh Bharat Abhiyan in West Bengal. Eta hobe na, eta cholbe na. We said, when I say we, I meant the Modi government. We said let's implement Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana in West Bengal. Mamata Banerjee said eta hobe na, eta cholbe na. We said let us implement Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. She said eta cholbe. But I will not call it Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. I will call it Banglar Gram Sadak Yojana. And the most important point is this. Now your audience will be very, very appreciative of what I'm about to say. In West Bengal, please Rajdeep Sardesai's audience, listen to this. In West Bengal, where the BJP is not in power, it is Mamata Banerjee who's in power. Kolkata Siliguri Expressway, Tajpur Seaport, Varanasi Kolkata Expressway, Kalyani Airport, Temple of the Vedic Planetarium, World Trade Center in Kolkata, Bengal Silicon Valley Tech Hub, and the Bengal Industrial Corridor running through Northeast India, all being financed by whom? Mamata Banerjee ne to haath khade kar diye. All of these are being financed by one man. That man is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government.
Okay, you made your point. No, ma'am. You've had your last point. You've had your last point, but what?
Final point in 10 seconds, please.
Yeah, okay,
please.
10 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajdeep. I appreciate you've been very fair. Now people who say, "Arey, North-South divide," BJP gives stepfatherly treatment to Tamil Nadu. ध्यान से DMK के प्रवक्ता सुनिए. These projects financed solely by Narendra Modi government. Chennai Bengaluru Expressway, either they have come to fruition or will come to fruition. Chennai Peripheral Ring Road, Nagapattinam Tuticorin Highway, Chennai Metro Phase 2, Surat Chennai Expressway, Hosur Airport, Bangalore Hosur Interstate Metro, Chittur Thachur Expressway, DLF Town in Chennai, Chennai Bangalore Industrial Corridor, and of course Chennai Sea Bridge Project, Tamil Nadu Defence Corridor, Chennai Greenfield Airport, Chennai Mega Sports City. All being financed by Narendra Modi, not by your MK Stalin or Sonia Gandhi or Manmohan Singh.
Okay, you made your point. The fact is that, just as a fact check, in the case of Bengal and in Tamil Nadu, in Bengal's case, according to Mamata Banerjee, there were existing health insurance schemes which the West Bengal government was already putting in place. They did not need the central schemes. That's what was the argument, particularly which was made at the time about certain specific schemes for women's welfare.
Let me come in, Rajdeep.
Yes, Saptagiri, very quickly respond, and then I'll go to the Dharani Dharan. You see, the fact is that in what Sanju Verma says, there is a kernel of truth when it comes to highway projects, for example. It's not as if highway projects are going only to BJP-ruled states. There may be other points where she is typically taking all the credit for the Modi government and giving none to the state governments. But what is true is highway projects, for example, are across the country. The projects she lists are not just restricted to BJP rule, but all states. Your response, ma'am. Your response, Saptagiri.
Yeah. Rajdeep, like what Sanju, my friend from BJP, is saying is fine, but she also should know that what is not being done for West Bengal and Tamil Nadu. No funds announced for Malda Airport. Manrega wages yet to be disbursed. Central funds of 1.6 lakh crores due to West Bengal have not been released or confirmed. Tamil Nadu has to go to Supreme Court against the union government to get the much needed disaster relief funds. They did not receive any fund after the cyclone Michong and various other things. So instead of going to whataboutery, what Nehru did, Indira Gandhi did and everything, she should find out what is not happening now and why can't you solve it?
Okay.
We are looking at a $5 trillion economy and you're talking so many big things.
Mr.
You solve the problems which are at hand.
Okay, let Mr. Dharmi Dharan respond.
Stop lying.
Since the direct charge has been made, the list of projects cited by Ms. Verma include highway projects that go to Tamil Nadu. Why this belief that the center, I come back to it, is discriminating? Give me a hard evidence of it. Give me a fact. She's given facts, you give me facts.
She has not given facts like her boss, Mr. Prime Minister, and the BJP other spokesperson. She is only speaking jargons. AIMS Madurai was announced 9 years back. Still now nothing has happened. But at the same time, AIMS that was launched in BJP rule stage is complete because Tamil Nadu was made to borrow money from JICA, Japanese fund, but the rest of the AIMS were funded by the union government. They can launch schemes, but where is the money? Chennai Metro Phase 2, money has not been given. Right? We have requested money for Coimbatore Metro, money has not been given. Madurai Metro, money has not been given. As Sanjeev Verma is talking, as if the Prime Minister is giving money from his own pocket or union government has made its money somewhere and then it's giving.
Don't use derogatory language for the
No, please, Sanjeev Verma, do not intervene.
No,
Sanjeev Verma,
No, don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me.
He's entitled to say.
Don't interrupt me.
Don't entitled to speak.
Don't interrupt me.
Put a voice
Don't
down.
interrupt
Go
me.
ahead.
Don't interrupt me. See, it's my. If Tamil Nadu gives 1 rupee, we get 30 paise back. It's not, and remaining 70 paise is used to fund other schemes. It's not that Prime Minister is giving money from his own pocket. Let's get it very, very clear, right? And again, you spoke about GDP. GDP between 2004 to 14 of this country increased by 4 times. Under BJP 2014 to 24, only 2.2 times. You spoke about tax revenue increase. Again, the problem with the tax revenue is the problem of this country. It's large
Give me one specific, Mr. Dharmi Dharan, give me one specific scheme which has been blocked because you are saying center is not giving funds to Tamil Nadu. Give me one specific scheme.
Numerous schemes. AIMS Madurai, what happened? What happened to the Chennai Metro? What happened to the relief fund? What happened to the drought fund? What happened to the demand of my Chief Minister of Sengalpattu to Tambaram flyover? What happened to that? So the list goes on and on.
Okay.
But the whole hard fact is that the economy is heading the wrong reason. They don't give money to any states. In fact, for the first time ever, one specific spot in Bihar was mentioned as for a tourism spot. Tamil Nadu received the highest number of tourists in this country. What was given for Tamil Nadu in this budget on tourism? Nothing was mentioned for Tamil Nadu in this tourism. Foreigners come highest to Tamil Nadu.
No, sir, just a minute. Dharmi Dharan, just a minute. Sir, you made your point. I just want to tell our viewers, remember, there are 28 states and 8 union... No, sir, 1 minute. There are 28 states and 8 union territories in the country. Now, in a 1 hour, 20-minute speech, is the finance minister supposed to speak on every state is a question that has to be answered, in a more dispassionate manner. Yes, there was an excessive mention clearly of Andhra Pradesh and Bihar, and whatever Sanju Verma may give a spin to, the fact is these two states have been given a disproportionate benefit.
I gave you facts.
No, in the budget, ma'am, in the budget, ma'am, you are talking of off-budget allocations. There's a difference between off-budget allocation. I'm talking specifically now of budget allocations. The budget allocation yesterday clearly gave a disproportionate amount to Andhra Pradesh and Bihar. You cannot deny that. But Bharat Mathukumali, madam, there is a difference. Do not raise your voice. Please put a voice down. Bharat Mathukumali, the fact is that Andhra Pradesh, you said, was hard done by in 2014, the manner in which the bifurcation took place. Is this about Andhra Pradesh rewriting what you believe is a wrong that was done to the state? If so, why did you all backtrack on special status? You've now realized special status is not going to happen, so might as well take financial help. Am I correct? You've also changed your goalposts in a way.
Rajdeep, I think a lot of water has flown under the bridge. We've lost power. People have voted in the YSRCP on many promises that they said they would do, and they've held the state ransom. So I think what people want in Andhra Pradesh today is concrete development, not jargonism or Not that we'll do this or we'll do that. They want to see progress. They want jobs. They want investment. They want to realize a capital which, for the last 5 years, it's very unfortunate that we didn't know what our capital was. And we look forward to developing all of those things. I think I'm directly in politics now for a few weeks now, but I've vicariously seen politics for the last 2 decades. I've never felt bad when some other state gets access to any funding, because I believe that strong states make strong center.
That's a nice line. I like the line that you've given, and I think that's a good point on which I should conclude, because strong states make a strong center. If the government of the day recognizes that, India grows. No, you can't come.
Please?
No, time is up.
Because, the DMK panelists lied on numbers. I need just 10
No,
seconds,
he has,
please.
what was the lie? No, 1 minute, what is the lie? Give me, at 10 seconds, what is the lie? If you have use specifically.
I'm coming specifically, Rajdeep. Let your audience know that the CMO of Tamil Nadu, from his official handle, he thanked the Modi government in December 2023 when they released 1,500 crores in the aftermath of cyclone Michong. So for the DMK panelists to not even be aware that 1,500 crores were given by the Modi government, he's sitting here and saying, "Ek paisa
You
nahi
made
mila."
the point. Let him now respond.
Stop lying.
Mr. Dhanidharan, you are being accused of lying. No, 1 minute. Put your voice down. No, Mr. Dhanidharan, you are being accused of lying.
No. The relief fund that was given was a money that was due for all the states. That should have been paid by July itself, as per the Disaster Management Act. 450 crores was paid in June, and remaining 450 crores was pending. Listen, let me complete. Remaining 450 crores was pending, but that was given after the floods, and then the BJP spokesperson started lying as if this was the money for the floods. Point 1. Point number 2, when the same similar cyclone happened in Gujarat, the Prime Minister visits the next day and gives 2,000 crores, and every deceased person were given 2 lakhs. In Tamil Nadu, nothing happened. What money we got was due irrespective of if the flood happened or not. Another important point, in the South Indian Railways budget was only 12,000 crores. But the overall railway budget was 2,62,000. That is, we are getting only 3% after contributing 45% in tax.
I think these are all valid concerns. This is why maybe all of you should be at that Niti Aayog meeting raising these concerns rather than boycotting the Niti Aayog meeting. Is that the real solution? Is a big question mark. I'll leave it there. India will grow when its states will grow. All its states will grow. That really is the challenge for any government. I appreciate my guests joining us on that big debate. I want to turn from there to something which is an explainer, and we're going to try and do more and more of those on the show. Today's explainer is on the long-term capital gains tax. Remember, it was pushed up by 10% to 12% yesterday. There's no indexation for any class of assets now, including property. Only those properties bought before 2001 now get indexation. Short-term gains tax increased from 15% to 20%, and long-term gains to be taxed at 12.5%. A 24-month holding period for gold, debentures, bonds, unlisted shares. 12-month holding period for listed securities and bonds. LTCG up to 1.25 lakh tax-free, up from 1 lakh earlier. Changes come into effect from July 23rd this year. I'm now joined by Hemant Mehta, Partner Business Transformation Leader at Deloitte India. Hemant, you've got for us, and I'm going to put the various possibilities that you have, particularly when it comes to property and what impact the LTCG changes have had. Can you explain to our audiences how will this budget now affect property sales?
Sure. So before we talk on some of the cases, live cases, which probably you're going to share, there are two sides of the coin.
There we've unfortunately just at the wrong minute lost Hemant. We'll try and find out, but as you can see, Hemant and his team have devised various scenarios for us of how the long-term capital gains tax operates. And a lot of this depends, therefore, on when you purchased it, what was your purchase price. But Hemant, if you can quickly explain the graphic that we have put on the screen.
Sure. So if you see scenario 1, let's look at a year of purchase, which is financial year 08. And if my sale price is 1,000, now why I put 1,000 and the next example is 400 is because the numbers actually makes a difference. If it is 1,000 was the sales price and 100 was cost, if you see in the new scenario, my capital gains is 900, 12.5% is 112.5 tax against 143.7, which was in the earlier scenario. But if you move to the next one, the example of next one, if my sales consideration are 400 and my cost is 100, now this is more likely scenario because those days are gone when you get 10 times return in like 8 times, 8 years. Nowadays you get about an IRR of 7 to 10%. If you see my earlier scenario, my index cost was 281. So my tax outlay was only 23.7.
Right. Come back to scenario 2. Yeah, please show scenario 2.
Go to scenario 2.
Yeah.
If you go to scenario, in the earlier scenario, my tax outlay was only 23.7. Now in the current scenario, when I don't get an index cost, my capital gains goes up to 300 at 12.5%. I will actually pay 37.5 as tax. Now this is where the dichotomy is. The dichotomy is not on the rate of tax. Rate of tax, we think it is very nice. 12.5% is lower than 20%, but it is fact specific. I'll give you another example. Let's stay on scenario 2. Rajdeep, I think the historically Indians basically invest in real estate because they want to do family succession. They've got 2 kids, 3 kids. People sell the flat. They buy 2 or 3 flats later, or people retire and create a liquidity scenario. So what happens is there is a section 54 which is embedded in the Income Tax Act, which says you sell one residential unit, buy another one, you get a set off. But you have to invest the amount of capital gains. Now look at this scenario which is in front of the screen. In my earlier scenario, I had to only invest 119 rupees. So 400 minus 120, 280 rupees, I could have created a liquidity and still not pay this 23.7 tax. While in current scenario, I have to invest 300 for a new flat and I only get a liquidity of 100. This is a big issue. And I think 90% Indians basically have a real estate to create either a liquidity issue, to have maybe buy 2 flats from one, or create their succession plan.
And
or
this
retirement
is
plan.
primarily because you're saying the non-indexation has crept in. Am I correct?
Exactly. This is more connected to residential immovable properties, residential units.
So in an ideal world, would you have preferred indexation? Bring it down if necessary from 20 to 12.5.
Correct.
But allow for indexation. Am I correct?
That's true. I think what we should have retained is that indexation should be given for only residential units, because that's where the real issue comes up, not for commercial. If you see the deals which we have seen in the market, in commercial market from last 10 years, people don't buy and sell commercial units. They buy and sell companies, the shares of the company holding a commercial unit, which has got an exemption now. If it's listed, you pay 12.5% or 12 months long term. If it is unlisted, 24 months long term, but tax rate is same.
What about
here? It's a real hit.
One final point, Hemal. What about inheritance? I inherit a property. How does that work?
Let's go to scenario 3. So if you see scenario 3, let's say somebody has purchased a residential flat in 1975 at 100. As per the Income Tax Act, the cost can be revised to fair market value as on 1st April 2001, which is 1,000, let's presume. And we sell at 5,000. Now, even if I don't get indexation, in my earlier situation, the 1,000 cost was indexed at 3630, and my capital gains outlay was only 274 rupees. Vis-a-vis, because I don't get index cost, my capital outlay at 12.5% is 500 rupees. Now, this is where the real issue comes up, right? So I think if you ask me one wish list, the wish list is that at least index cost concept should be brought back for residential units for individuals and HUFs. It's actually required because this is a country where people actually have real estate as a liquidity event, and that's a large population.
Okay. I'm going to leave it there, Hemal. I think you've explained the concerns. And when I look at those charts, those clearly is why the problem of taxation without indexation exists. And the government may well have to take a relook, particularly, as Hemal says, in the case of property sales involving residential properties. That really is the concern at the moment. Hemal Mehta, for joining me on the show and explaining them with your charts. I really appreciate you making that effort. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Let's turn to tonight's Get Real India story. And it's the story of Nilesh Rai, a 26-year-old aspiring civil servant who met an untimely death in the heart of the national capital. Nilesh's dreams of serving the nation were shattered in an instant when he was fatally electrocuted near his residence. His death has sparked outrage, raised questions about safety standards, accountability in parts of the national capital. Take a look.
Civic apathy takes yet another life, this time in the national capital. 26-year-old Nilesh Rai was electrocuted near Patel Nagar metro station in Delhi on Monday. Nilesh suffered electric shock after he touched an iron gate in a waterlogged area. Incidentally, a live wire was in contact with the gate. Nilesh was rushed to the Ram Manohar Lohia hospital, where doctors declared him dead. The accident took place on the lane in front of his PG accommodation.
बारिश हो रही थी और वो लड़का जा रहा था और मैं थी, तो मैं कह रही यहाँ आसपास तो कोई नजर नहीं आ रहा था कि ठीक है। हमने इधर देखा पहले, मैंने कोई किसकी चीख आई है, यहाँ किसकी चीख आई, फिर हमने ऐसे देखा उसको जाके, तो वो इस पर दोनों हाथ उस पर चुपके हुए थे.
You can see the road behind me. This is barely an hour's rainfall and there is water that you can see seeping out. There's very bad and poor drainage system that we have already seen in the national capital. Adding to that, when there are loose wires that are hanging out, taking the loss of lives of people, it's an extremely serious issue, posing a question to the authorities of the national capital of the country. Is this how people are supposed to die? Isn't this a bare minimum on the part of authorities and government to ensure that before the onset of monsoon, proper checks and balance are done, that there's no loose wire hanging, there is no such electrocution situation that could actually happen out of it? These are the basics that you expect out of a government, because if that is something that they are failing in, they're failing a lot of people over here.
Nilesh had been preparing for his fourth attempt at the UPSC exam. While he couldn't clear the preliminary exams the last 3 times, he did so this year and was studying for the mains. A civil engineering graduate from IISc in Bangalore, he hailed from Ghazipur in Uttar Pradesh. His demise has left his family shattered.
लोग कह रहे थे कि बिजली विभाग को फोन किया गया, हाँ, किसी ने फोन नहीं उठाया वहाँ पर. आधा घंटा तक पड़ा रहा, आधा घंटा तक जिंदा था. और अगर उस समय तुरंत रिएक्ट किया होता बिजली विभाग ने, रिस्पांस किया होता तो शायद बच सकता था.
The Delhi government has ordered a probe into the incident.
इस पर एक इंक्वायरी ऑर्डर करी गई है. मैंने चीफ सेक्रेटरी को आदेश दिए हैं कि इस पर जांच भी करी जाए कि कौन जिम्मेदार है इस प्रकार की घटना के लिए, और दूसरे ex gratia relief के लिए आदेश दिए.
Over 10 days, a woman was electrocuted in similar circumstances in Delhi. 26 people died in nearly 50 incidents of electric shocks last year in the capital city alone. The rising deaths have, however, had no impact on an administration in slumber. With Shreya Chatterjee and Himanshu in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
A tragic story. Let's turn from there to something which is more positive. In a daring rescue in Haridwar, a Kawar Yatri Monu Singh's life was hanging by a thread when he was swept away by the strong currents of the Ganga. Fortunately, a vigilant team from the State Disaster Response Force spotted him just in time. Head Constable Ashik Ali bravely dived into the raging waters and pulled Monu to safety. Today, we salute him and all the brave men of the State Disaster Response Force. It's our good news today story. Stay well, stay safe. Good night, Shubhratri, Jai Hind, Namaskar.
Kawar Yatri Monu Singh was taking a bath in the Ganga when he was swept away by the strong currents of the river in Haridwar. Luckily for the 21-year-old from Haryana, a team of the State Disaster Response Force spotted him. Head Constable Ashik Ali dived into the raging waters and saved Monu's life.
हमारा एक टीम वर्क है, सभी का हम एसडीआरएफ के अधीन जो है अभी ऑन ड्यूटी है. हर साल कांवड़ में लगभग 2015 से कंटिन्यू हम कांवड़ कर रहे हैं. कंटिन्यू ड्यूटीज हमारी रहती है इसी घाट पे, कांगड़ा घाट पे, और हर साल 40 से 50 जो है कांवड़ियों को हम डूबते हुए बचाते हैं. और कल हमने 5 लाइव रेस्क्यू किए, जिनमें सभी 5 जो कांवड़िए थे उन्हें हमने सकुशल बचाया.
Ashik Ali, Vikrant and Sunny Kumar are members of a small rescue team manning the ghats looking out for any emergencies.
इस बार सर हमारे 2 दिन में 6 लोग हमने बचा दिए हैं अभी तक और आज का भी कोई ऐसी घटना नहीं हुई। जैसे धूप बढ़ती है और जो है पानी बढ़ता है तो संभावना ज्यादा बन जाती है।
The rescue team says they save 40 to 50 kavadiyas from drowning every year.
सबसे पहले हम जिस चीज के लिए हम हैं अभी ड्यूटी पे उत्तराखंड सरकार के अधीन नौकरी कर रहे हैं, बाकी हमारे जो है अधिकारी हैं हमें इसमें मोटिवेट करते हैं, अप्रिशिएट करते हैं हमारे गुड वर्क के लिए। तो ये कहीं ना कहीं ये चीजें मेरे मन में ऐसी चीजें कभी प्रतीत नहीं होती, ना ही मैं बिल्कुल मैं निष्ठा और अपने पूरे पूर्ण भाव से जो है ऐसा हुआ।
The job comes with many risks, but they don't deter Ashik and his colleagues from taking the plunge every time someone is in need of their help.
रिवर है, पानी बहुत गंदा है, आप इसमें आइडिया नहीं लगा सकते हो नीचे क्या चीजें हैं। चोट भी लगती है, हमें हमारे कल लड़के को जो है पाँव में चोट भी लगा क्योंकि नीचे जगह जगह बैरिकेटिंग टूटे पड़े हैं और ये जो पाइप है ये भी टूटे पड़े हैं। और फिर मेन क्या होता है, जो बंदा डूब रहा है वो पैनिक होता है, हमें उसके पास अप्रोच करनी है, पहुंचना है वो, क्योंकि वो सोचता है उस समय कि मुझे कोई मिले।
With Mudit Agarwal, Bureau Report, India Today.